In the world of tech leadership, there's a quiet revolution going on. It's this evolution of the chief technology officer from, being the smartest person in the server room to being one of the most valuable people in the boardroom. We're talking about the rise of the Product-First CTO. And it really all boils down to this one single question. Is your top tech leader obsessed with perfecting the engine? Or are they obsessed with getting the car to its destination? That little distinction right there is at the heart of this massive shift we're about to unpack. So, to really get where we're going, we first have to understand where we've been. Let's take a minute to define the old world, the world of the traditional CTO. Yeah, with this old school mindset, technology is basically the star of the show. The focus is all on technical perfection. Flawless uptime, super elegant code. And look, they build incredibly robust systems, but the job is kind of considered done once the system is live. That connection to the actual business problem it was supposed to solve, that becomes secondary. But what if that focus is completely backwards? This brings us to the big aha moment, the product-first shift. And this isn't about doing more work. It's about a fundamental change in how technology even sees its role in the business. Just look at this table. It's like a total 180-degree turn. The questions change from being about the tech to being about the user. Technology stops being the end goal and becomes a tool, a means to an end. But the real kicker, the most important shift, is right there at the bottom: ownership. The traditional CTO owns how things are built. The Product-First CTO, they co-own why they're being built in the first place. So this is the new job description right here. It's not a technologist who dabbles in business. It's a business strategist who wields technology as their primary weapon. The deep tech skills, they're just the price of entry. Okay, so that's the what. Now for the how. How does this actually work in practice? Well, it all comes down to three core pillars. The first pillar, and this is where the traditional model really gets turned on its head, is business acumen. In this new world, understanding the company's P&L statement is arguably way more important than being the single best coder in the organization. I absolutely love this quote because it just nails the new role. It's not about being the ultimate technical gatekeeper anymore. It's about being a strategic bridge, a translator who makes sure that what the business actually needs is what engineering builds. And, just as important, the other way around. And in the real world, this means they speak the language of business. They don't just say, we need to reduce tech debt. They say, this tech debt is slowing our time to market by 40%, which is costing us potential revenue. See the difference? They're talking unit economics with the CFO and are just as obsessed with the customer's problem as any product manager. Pillar number 2 takes on one of the oldest battle lines in any tech company, that wall between product and engineering. The goal here isn't just collaboration, it's a true symbiosis, where the two functions basically operate as a single, unified team. And this simple reframe changes everything. Engineering isn't some service department or a factory that just takes orders from product. Nope. They are co-pilots in the same cockpit with their hands on the controls, responsible for navigating the company forward together. So what does being a co-pilot look like? Well, for starters, they're co-creating the roadmap with the chief product officer. The CTO is challenging product assumptions with technical realities and opportunities. They're proactively suggesting new features based on tech trends they're seeing. And, maybe most importantly, they're sitting in on user research sessions, hearing the customer's pain points firsthand. And the final pillar, number 3, is what brings it all home. It's this relentless focus on outcomes over output. It just doesn't matter how many lines of code you write if it doesn't move the needle for the business or for the user. This right here is the final crucial mental shift. Success isn't we shipped the code on time. Success is what happened after the code was shipped. Did it actually move a key business metric like conversion or user retention? That becomes the only question that matters. And when you think like this, it changes everything. Suddenly, the team's goals, their OKRs, include business metrics like conversion rates. The engineering team starts championing A/B testing because they want to prove their impact. And they kill projects that the data shows aren't working, without any ego involved. They start reporting on how fast they can learn, not just on how much they can build. Okay, so we've covered a lot of theory. It all sounds good, right? But what does this actually look like on, say, a random Tuesday? Let's make this abstract idea totally concrete and look at a sample schedule. Just look at this schedule. The day starts with the product metrics dashboard, not server logs. Instead of just coding, time is spent in user interviews, listening. The big presentation to the execs isn't about project completion dates, it's about tech's impact on customer lifetime value. Every single part of the day is pointed away from internal tech stuff and towards external user and business impact. All right, now let's put it all together in one final, high-stakes scenario. This is the ultimate test that really shows the profound difference between these two mindsets when they're faced with the exact same business challenge. So here it is. The CEO lays down the gauntlet, a clear, ambitious business goal. We need to increase revenue by 20%. How does our tech leader respond? On the left, the traditional CTO hears revenue and immediately thinks technology. Their answer is about optimizing the system. It's a solution looking for a problem. But on the right, the Product-First CTO hears revenue and their first thought is user. Their first step is to analyze the user journey, the conversion funnel, to find the real problem. Their solution isn't just code. It's a data-driven experience designed to directly impact that goal. It's specific, testable, and tied to the business outcome. And that leaves us with one last thought to really chew on. Take a hard look at your own organization, at your own teams. Is the technology you're building designed to serve its own elegance, its own scalability, its own internal logic? Or is every single line of code written with a clear, unapologetic purpose to serve your user and through them to serve the business? The answer to that question, well, it changes everything.